Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in, and today I thought we could do a little bit of a catch-up Q&A. It's been a minute, it has been a minute since we did a little bit of a catch-up, so I popped on my Instagram story a question box. Actually, I did pop a couple up because I planned on filming this video quite a while ago, and then it just never happened. So yeah, we're catching up today. I've got lots of questions to go through, so I'm gonna have a scan through the questions and pick some of the most popular ones. Let's see what you guys want to know. Get yourself comfortable, maybe just grab a cuppa, I don't know, whatever you want, and let's get into these questions. How did you and your boyfriend meet? He seems lovely. So, me and Emmanuel actually met on a dating app. We met on Hinge. He took me for a coffee and some lunch, and yeah, the rest is history. Actually, to be fair, I mean, we did kind of answer this in like the boyfriend Q&A that we did a few videos back, but just in case you missed that. So yes, we met on Hinge. We went for a coffee, and we've been stuck together ever since. So it was very quick. I think we only started talking like 2 days prior, and we met very, very quickly, so there wasn't really much of a talking stage. We spoke on the phone before we actually met up as well. But yeah, that's how we met. Okay, what's Billy's most annoying trait? So, Billy, if you're unaware, is my cat. My cat Billy, he is so funny. He's got such a personality, but sometimes that can be a little bit annoying in the sense of he's just like, there's just no off button for him. I guess actually one of his most annoying traits is the fact that he just knocks things off of shelves without any kind of remorse, without any thought. He sees something on the bench and decides, nope, that's got to go on the floor. So as a result, he's smashed quite a lot of glasses, he's, you know, broken things, he's spilt things, he just doesn't care. And he'll look you dead in the eye as he does it, which is, yeah. I don't really know how to describe it, but yeah, it's not great. So I think that's probably one of his most annoying traits. Okay, so this question, will you do more cash stuffing videos? So, I've stopped cash stuffing, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that I would resume it this year, but if I'm being totally honest, it's just getting harder and harder to spend cash, to the point where it's no longer going through that effort of withdrawing my money, putting it in envelopes, and then not being able to spend it and having to spend on my card regardless. So I've stopped cash stuffing, which is a shame because I did enjoy it. It was a great way of saving. I am still trying to save money. I do have my Hyperjar account still, which I try to save into as much as I can for like emergencies and such. But yeah, in terms of like cash stuffing for like day-to-day things, it's not happening. It's just not happening anymore. And despite the fact that like legally a shop is supposed to accept cash because it is legal tender, some shops just don't. And despite I mean, I wouldn't describe myself as Karen, but a couple of times I've kind of said to them, you know, you are legally required to accept this, it is money. And they just refuse. So yeah, unfortunately cash stuffing is just not a thing. It became more of an inconvenience than it was a like helpful thing to me, so unfortunately that has stopped now. Okay, so I nearly scrolled past this question because I read it and I thought, I don't know how to answer that properly, but I feel like my answer will probably help you. So somebody has asked, have you ever been ghosted when you really liked someone, and how did you get over it? So yes, I have been ghosted before. Who hasn't? You know, everybody gets ghosted all the time, and part of my answer for this is I can't remember who's ghosted me. I can't remember the people who have ghosted me, who they were, who, you know, what they meant to me now. Like, it's not a case of like how I got over them. You've just kind of got to have that sort of mentality of, okay, there's obviously something going on in their life that they're not ready for a relationship, or they just weren't, you know, they just weren't worth your time. So to me, if somebody ghosts you, that's a them problem, not you. And it sounds a lot easier than it is, but you just have to pick yourself back up. I know that you might have liked this person, but by that person ghosting you kind of shows their true colours anyway. And they've basically chickened out, because they could have very easily said to you, oh, you know, I'm not feeling this, or I think we should cool off, or I don't want to talk to you anymore. Instead, they've taken the coward's way out and ghosted you. So that says more about them than it does about you. So if you think about it that way, just keep your head up and If you're anything like me, you wouldn't even remember who they are anyway. Because I can't. I actually can't. Okay, someone's asked, are you close to getting your new kitchen? What layout are you going for? I hope I'm close to getting my new kitchen. I kind of, again, with like saving money is so difficult, especially when you're self-employed and I'm not really earning enough to put a substantial amount of money away every month. I don't know how close I am to getting the kitchen. It all depends on how much, like, what things I want, but I do have a very concrete plan in my head of how I want it. It's not just a case of like getting a new kitchen, like getting new countertops and things like that. The reason why it's taking so long to do this is because I've got a whole renovation plan for my downstairs. So essentially my living room and kitchen is going to become an open plan room. So it's all going to be one room. I'm knocking that wall down and having, if you know the layout of my kitchen, I don't know how to describe this properly without really showing you, but essentially where the wall is now, or where the door is going to be moving to the other side, and I'm going to have like a U-shaped kitchen counter, which will be kind of the separation between the kitchen and living room, with a gap at the end, which obviously you can walk through. Because we're knocking this wall down and because we're moving the doorway, that also means that I will want to change my living room decor, which is another added expense. So I guess in terms of when I say that I'm saving money for my kitchen, it generally means that I'm just saving money for my whole of downstairs, which means that I've got a lot more to save than I think. So yeah, that is one of the reasons why it's not happened just yet, but I do have an idea in my mind of exactly how I want things, and we'll see how it goes. But as soon as renovations do start, do not fear, I will be vlogging the whole process so you can see what's happening. But yeah, so that's the plans for that. To be honest, the answer is no, I have no idea if I'm close to getting the new kitchen, but that is because it's not just a new kitchen, it's a whole downstairs. So yeah, okay, same person actually has asked, would I ever get a dog? So yes, I would actually get a dog. A few years ago when I got Billy, I wasn't in the position to get a dog because I had a full-time job and I was very, very busy. I very rarely took a day off, if I'm honest, from nursing, and having a cat was because cats are so independent, it was a lot easier to have a cat than a dog. Now that I work from home, I think it would be easier to get a dog now. However, because I've got Billy already and because my house is quite small, I don't think I could give a dog the home I would want it to have, because I know that Billy gets along really well with dogs as well. I think like it would be great to have one, but I think maybe one day when I do move into a bigger house, that might be when I get a dog. Maybe. We'll see though. Have you or would you live outside of Newcastle? I haven't lived outside of Newcastle before. I think the only place that I would ever really want to move is maybe Manchester. Manchester is just like it's one of those places. I feel like Manchester is the new capital city. I'm sorry if anyone who lives in London really feels like London's the capital, but Manchester I feel like is where everything is at. Fashion-wise, job-wise, just like vibe-wise, I feel like Manchester is a really, really great place. So that is the only place that I would ever live if I had to, but I don't see myself moving, if I'm honest. I feel like Newcastle, you've got your city life, you've got your nightlife, you've got the countryside within spitting distance, you've got beaches like the coastline, and it's pretty close to most things. So like if I wanted to go to Manchester, I just hop in the car and go. If I want to go to the Lake District, literally an hour away. Scotland, an hour away, maybe 2 if I wanted to go to Edinburgh. But like, I feel like Newcastle it's just got everything here that I wouldn't really see the motivation to move. Plus, of course, I've got all my family and friends here. So, I mean, I do have friends in Manchester. There would have to be something big that I'd move for, basically. But I don't see myself moving to Manchester anytime soon, or if ever, but that would be the place that I would move if I had to. So, how's the allotment going? We should have started the allotment by now. I think we are planning on starting, so the allotment is run by me and my parents. I think we are planning on starting the allotment pretty soon, getting it like tidied up and ready to go for the year. But it's just been so frosty that like the weather's been really bad. Most things you can't actually plant until like the frost is finished, and we had snow like last week. So it's really difficult to, like, we can't really plant much, but we can go down and kind of do like odd jobs and stuff. So I think we're gonna start going down quite soon. So the allotment style vlogs will be coming back for the summer. And yeah, I need to write a plan up as well of kind of what we're going to be doing, where I want things going, like veg wise. I need to remember where things were last year, because you have to like rotate around where things go. So it's just a case of like planning, getting ourselves ready and sorted, and then we would be going back down to the allotment. How do you find adjusting to a relationship after so long single? So I'm not gonna lie to you, I absolutely love being in a relationship. I feel like I'm such a relationship person. However, I do feel like I needed that time on my own to kind of really discover myself. Adjusting to being in a relationship when you've become so independent and so used to being on your own is hard, and it is quite difficult. Not knowing kind of how relationships even go these days. You know, the last relationship I had was 6.5 years prior to this one, and I did say to Emmanuel, I said, you know, you're gonna have to bear with me because I don't know how these things work these days. I don't even know how to describe this one, but like, you have so much to adjust to. I had my own routine, I had my own schedule, I had my own wake up times, I had, you know, I didn't need to think about somebody, I didn't need to think about anybody else. I didn't really know how to go about being in a relationship, but luckily for me, my boyfriend is amazing and just keeps me on the right track. I feel like when you find that person that you want to adapt and you want to make positive changes for, I think it's just something that you kind of naturally do. You just kind of adapt, and it's something that you want to do for someone. As a couple, I feel like you should always be kind of encouraging your partner to be the best version of themselves, and I feel like Emmanuel is really doing that for me. He's you know, really helping me in the gym. Like, I went to the gym beforehand, you know, I did my PT sessions and whatever, but like, he's really been a big motivator in that section of my life, and just in general, like, after being single for so long, I don't know, I feel like when you meet somebody who you want to make positive changes for, then it's a lot easier to adapt, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that even answers the question. It was difficult at first, but it gets easier. Okay, somebody said, how do you feel about the speed of your weight loss? So yes, I do have like a goal in mind of how like I would like things to be going. At the moment, I'm actually enjoying that I'm starting to notice a difference, but I'm still eating the food that I love. Like, it's not a case, for me, it's not a case of I want to lose weight really fast, really quickly, blah, well, whatever, because that's never worked for me in the past. So losing weight slowly for me is probably gonna be how I keep it off for the long run, because losing weight quickly and restricting what I'm eating and following these difficult diet plans or whatever ultimately has never worked for me, because I'm still trying to lose weight however many years later, and at the moment I'm not really calorie counting. I'm just trying to kind of make my portions a little bit smaller, eat a bit more mindfully. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is I think that my strategy at the minute is slow and steady wins the race. I did pop a little bit of a comparison up on my Instagram tonight, but basically this, I'll pop it here actually, is my body between January and now. I'm not tracking calories, I'm not like, you know, on some mad regime. I just go to the gym a lot and I enjoy what I eat, and I'm like, my body's changing, which is how I like it. So yeah, so that is how I am kind of doing things in terms of my weight loss. But I think I am going to leave it at that. I hope that's answered some of your questions for now. Let me know if you have any more questions in the comments and I will answer them, I don't know, either in another video or I might just respond in the comments. But yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please give it a thumbs up, go hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Baby, let me love you, let me love you, let me love you.